you put a little kid out there, you toss them a yellow ball, it bounces over their head. And the first thing a coach does, who's indoctrinated in the red, orange, green, is break out a slower ball for them. Don't break out the slower ball. Tell them to move their feet. Tell the player to read, recognize the ball, and then either move back or move forward or move left or move right appropriately so that they can learn how to position themselves well. Anyway, now to me it's common sense, but I'm telling you, I see dozens and dozens of kids, and they stand right on the baseline. They come for a lesson. They get ready. No bouncy feet. No energized feet. So there's very little excitability in the lower body. They stand flat-footed on the right smack on the white line. I know exactly what's going to happen before it happens. No split step to get a good, drive to the ball, and then they move with a lot of lackluster and energy to the ball. A couple of steps, make a swing, and then a very lackluster recovery. Like that's the typical movement that I see from a lot of American kids. So there's technique that you got to teach them, but there's also just this bigger, what I'm trying to argue for, like this Spanish philosophy, like this bigger point of view where you just say to a kid, hey, you're standing here. I need you to learn to run all over there, position yourself well, accelerate and make a good shot, and then get back to here. We call it the house, la casa, get back to your house, the center of the court, and then do that over there, and then do that here, and sometimes here. And I need you to be able to do that without getting tired, so you can't get winded. So you got to have good stamina, good conditioning, and you have to have good footwork to make adjustments as you're moving along that trail, wherever you're going, along that track. And you have to have patience, because you're going to have to run and do that over and over again until your opponent makes a mistake, or you get an opportunity ball where you can move forward and take ground. And usually from that position you can attack. But like those are the virtues young kids need to have. Those are the values young kids need to be taught. And I'm not seeing it with most kids. You spend a few years with me, and if you know any of my students who've been with me a long time, they have a certain look to them. They move, they cover the court with a nice flow. I have an online course that's very popular at my online school, which is clta.teachable.com. Some of you may have even seen the course, or it's called #flow. And I use that word very specifically, flow. My students, they learn how to flow, with rhythm and balance. They read well with the eyes. This is the Spanish way. You read well with the eyes, move the feet well, good positioning to the ball, good stamina, good endurance, good not only physical endurance, but mental endurance. So being a willingness to run to the ball. So many young American kids, they don't want to run. They don't want to run to the ball. I'm reminded, I used to take a group of players to Spain to visit the now defunct Bruguera Academy. The Bruguera Academy has closed. Such a sad pandemic story. And it's sort of a lot of the coaches have reconstituted themselves at the Bordeaux Tennis Academy, which is also in Barcelona now. But the Bruguera Academy has sort of reinstituted itself in another form. But the original Bruguera Academy has closed. I used to take players there for many years from the U.S. And one of the first things Mr. Bruguera, Luis Bruguera, would do, and it sounds kind of crazy, but he'd take the kids on the court and toss them a ball way over there, and toss them a ball way over there. And sometimes I do this with my students who are, I don't know, the kids who come for a lesson. Toss it deep, far, and say, run. Run. And the kid's looking at Luis like he's got 4 heads, like he's just got out of an insane asylum. because the word run for a lot of these American kids is like, no one ever asked them to do that. They literally been moving like little bit of distance on the court, little bit here, little bit there, a few steps, rip the ball, miss, serve hard, little bit steps, rip the ball, make it, yay, I'm such a good player. Then the next point, little bit movement, bam, 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 short points. There are some kids who, whether through laziness or through coaching, the way that coaches have taught them philosophically, they literally can play a set and run as little as possible, like run as few steps as possible. Now, at a high level, the famous, Pato Alvarez said, you always want to make your opponent run more steps than you. At the high level, when you've gone through all of the years of development, yes, you want to make fewer steps. It's better to make fewer steps. That's why Rafa now is taking the ball a little bit earlier. He's trying to end points a little earlier. He's trying to save some of the wear and tear on his body, like for example. But when you're a little kid, you should not be trying to cut short your steps. You should be learning how to move long distances on the court, how to take many steps, how to read, how to track the ball well. And this is like very, very critical skills to learn, right?